What's up, losers? Today I'm back with another r/fatlogic adventure. Checking out a couple of posts that caught my attention, sharing my responses to them, and having a few chuckles at their expense. This is episode 146 in the fatlogic series. And I'm ready to receive the divine message of fat liberation. So without further delay, let's get into it.
Trying to live a fuller body is so hard. It is hard, because we live in a society that doesn't cater for fuller bodies. Clothes aren't made for fuller bodies. Seats aren't made for fuller bodies. I'm not fat because I eat too much. I'm fat because I don't manage to eat enough, and it makes my body go into starvation mode. So it keeps on all the fat in preparation for a famine. My body isn't aware that we actually have food in the house. I'm fat, but I'm starting to love myself, even if I can't find clothes my size.
Okay, look, I'm not going to tell anyone not to love themselves, and far be it from me to rain on someone's parade when they are just starting to feel better about themselves. But there are a few things about this post that left me a little incredulous. And considering that someone saw fit to post these thoughts online, I think it's more or less fair for me to respond to them. Again, not trying to take away anyone's happiness, just asking a few questions. First, what is the rationale behind using the word fuller to describe a fat body? I'm genuinely curious. It doesn't really bother me what word you use, one way or the other, but it seems to me that if you were really comfortable in your own skin, you wouldn't shy away from using direct language to describe your size. Because what does it even mean to say you're fuller? Fuller of what? Thin people's bodies are full, too. They just don't have as much fat as you do. So it seems to me that the only purpose of this word selection is to make fatness sound more appealing, and to make thinness sound somehow bad. And I find this, I don't know, kinda misleading. Surely it would be easier to just describe yourself as fat, large, or even, if you must, plus size, because full just doesn't make much sense. I guess it's up to you though. Second, you are not fat because you eat too little. Get the frick out of here with that shit, haha. People who are exposed to famine conditions do not become fat. They wither away, and often die. There is plentiful evidence of this most obvious of facts, both historically and in the present day. And for you to tell a bold-faced lie such as this, to explain away your own obesity, without owning up to your overeating, is honestly just shameful. Starvation is not just some quirky little story you can conjure up to make yourself seem like a helpless victim. It's a very serious, terrible issue that has affected, and continues to affect, millions of people. I don't care if you want to delude yourself into thinking you had no part in your own weight gain. But stop insulting everyone else's intelligence by expecting us to believe it, and grow up, please. And third, while I'm all for feeling good about oneself, and accepting one's imperfections, I really don't think that one should prioritize loving their fuller body over losing weight, when the latter is most definitely an option. Instead of lamenting that the seats are too small, or the plus-size clothes too few, wouldn't it be more productive to make the necessary changes, so that you don't have to worry about such things? And, of course, for the sake of your health. I mean, self-love is nice and all that, but at the point where it becomes a substitute for working on yourself, I can't help but feel that it's more self-sabotage than true self-love. Just one man's opinion. Sorry if that response was a little all over the place. I wanted to be charitable on the whole self-love front, but I guess I got a little mean over the starvation mode point. What can I say? I'm sick of having my intelligence insulted, haha. But yeah, anyway, on to the next post.
Just some background on myself. I just turned 30 this month. and I plan to remove my next plan on and start TTC. I am currently 5'5" at 244. I was 260 a few months ago, and have tried to drop weight to bring my BMI down. However, due to my height, it would be impossible for me to get to the BMI that's recommended on most websites. I know for a fact that I look skinny, nearly bony, when I'm at 175, so my goal weight is 180 to 185-ish. I want to add that I am incredibly healthy. I'm normally always normal. However, my last blood test had my sugars nearing too high. However, that was the same week I for some reason drank a ton of Red Bull, iced coffees, and had sweets. I don't know what was up with me, lol. Any other time, however, my blood work has always been ideal. Honestly, I would say cosmetically my being plus-sized is what gets me judged. Despite my blood work showing I'm healthy, my doctor still pushes me to lose weight. But she's not as hard on me anymore, seeing as obviously I'm healthy.
Wow, this one really goes to show how thoroughly fat acceptance has messed up people's sense of proportion. Doesn't it? Like, 5'5", 175 pounds is nearly bony. Really, by my calculation that's damn near obese. The idea that someone who weighs that much at that height is too skinny, and needs to put on 10 pounds, is utterly bananas to me, and I can only imagine how big the people this person surrounds themselves with must be, for them to come to such a conclusion. Because it seems like if they saw someone who was, actually thin, their brain would just about explode, haha. Perhaps what strikes me most about this post, however, is the desperation with which the poster tries to convince themselves that they are definitely, absolutely, 100% healthy. No question about it, their blood work is usually okay. So they convince themselves that their obesity is no big deal, even though it doesn't work that way, and when their blood work isn't okay, they convince themselves that that was just because of their unhealthy diet that week. Even though if they're that fat, it's safe to say that it's not just that week that the diet has been suboptimal. And their blood work could have been expected to deteriorate over time regardless. And finally, they say that really people just judge them because they don't like the way they look. When this is clearly not what the doctor is concerned with, and says more about their insecurity than it does about their medical treatment. I don't even know what you're supposed to say to someone like this. Because whatever you come up with, they'll have a ready-made excuse for it. Whether it's fat phobia or bad genetics or the sun was in their eyes or whatever. They'll always find a way to shift the responsibility away from themselves. And really, what can you do about that? It's their life, and only they can make the changes necessary to turn things around. In other words, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, unless the water is actually Red Bull and iced coffee. In which case maybe you can, haha. No, but seriously, it's a shame, and I hope that they figure things out sooner rather than later, because this kind of self-rationalizing nonsense isn't leading anywhere good. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention this. What with all the other ridiculousness going on. But what the heck does this poster mean when they say that their height is preventing them from reaching a healthy BMI? I seriously don't get it. Like, BMI accounts for height. And your height isn't even remarkable. You're neither especially tall nor especially short. So I really don't know what they were even getting at with that. What a strange comment to include. Just wild, man. Anyway, onto the last post.
What you personally think about why you're trying to lose weight truly doesn't matter. The idea that losing weight somehow makes you healthier is anti-science and anti-fat.
Wow, just wow, man. Imagine being this confidently incorrect. Believing that losing weight makes fat people healthier is anti-science. Really, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm genuinely speechless. Some people can make themselves believe absolutely anything. Ha, what a crazy world it is that we live in. I'm sorry guys. I'd like to be able to offer some more analysis. A witty remark or two. Maybe even a nice singer. But I'm at a loss for words. I guess all I can say is, you're allowed to lose weight. For whatever reason you want. I don't know if it makes you anti-fat. Because I don't really know what that means. But it certainly doesn't indicate that you hate fat people. It just shows that you're looking out for your own health. And no one can fault you for that. And it sure as shit doesn't make you anti-science. Jesus fricking Christ. What a laughable notion. What will they come up with next? Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you had a good time reading through these posts with me, and that my commentary wasn't too jumbled and incoherent. What do you think? Are fat people just not managing to eat enough? Is 5'5", 175 pounds nearly bony? Is trying to lose weight for any reason anti-science? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll subject you to starvation mode, and you'll blow up like a balloon. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.